In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to use Metasploit Framework. Basically, Metasploit is a really powerful tool used in penetration testing to find and exploit vulnerabilities in the systems. You'll see it in a lot of platforms like Hack the Box and also in the real world security testing. So today I'll be demonstrating a simple exploitation in a controlled lab environment. For this demo, I'm going to use Kali Linux as my attacker machine and Metasploit as target. Metasploit is a intentionally vulnerable, so it's perfect for practicing attacks safely. Both machines are in the same network, so they can communicate with each other. First, I need to find the IP address of the target machine. So I'll use the uh, IP config command to do it. So in this, the IP address I'll be targeting from my Kali machine is 192.168.56.105. Now I'll switch back to my Kali attacker machine and verify the connectivity. This IP is assigned within a host-only network, allowing safe communication between my attacker and target machine. Before doing anything, I just want to make sure the attacker can actually reach the target. So I'm going to ping the target IP address, and we can see the connection is successful. Now I'm going to scan the target to see what services are running and what versions they are using. For that, I'm going to use Nmap, SV target IP address. This SV enables service version detection, and I have used the target IP address that I want to scan, and also used Nmap. This Nmap tool is used to discover hosts and services on the network. It's going to take a few moments. As you can see, we have FTP running on port 21. We have SSH. We have HTTP. Here we can see FTP is running specifically vsftpd version 2.3.4, and this version is known to have a backdoor vulnerability. Now I'm going to launch Metasploit, which is where we actually perform the exploit. For that, the command I'm going to use is msf console. As you can see, it's starting a Metasploit framework. Now I'm going to run the command search vsftpd. vsftpd stands for Very Secure FTP Daemon, which is commonly used FTP server. Metasploit returns a list of modules related to FTPD. In this case, we can see two results. The first In this module, as a auxiliary module named vsftpd 232, this is a denial of service module, which means it can crash or disrupt the FTP service, but it doesn't give us the access to the system. The second module over here is the exploit called vsftpd 234, which is a backdoor. This is a very serious because it allows command execution. It targets a known vulnerability in vsftpd version 2.3.4, which had a backdoor intentionally inserted in a compromised release. We also note that this exploit has an excellent rank, meaning it is very reliable. However, it does not support a check function, so we cannot safely verify vulnerability before running it. These this type of vulnerability is commonly demonstrated in practical environment like Metasploitable 2, which is designed for learning and testing. In this step, shows how attacker or security testers identify possible attack paths by searching for known vulnerabilities. And it also highlights the importance of keeping software updated to avoid such risk. As I was searching for the exploits related to vftpd service, we just found two. Now here we can see the exploits, especially for version 2.3.4. Let's go ahead and select this exploit module. And for that, I'm going to use this. I'm going to select this one targets the backdoor vulnerability in vftpd. Now I'm going to tell Metasploit which machine to attack. So I'm going to set the target IP address here. For that, I'm going to use the command set or host with the target IP address 192.168.56.105. As you can see, now we quickly verify the configuration. Now I'm going to run the exploit with the run command. At this point, Metasploit will attempt to trigger the vulnerability on the target system. And now, as you can see, the exploit was successful and a shell session has been opened. Now I'm going to run whoami command. As you can see, we have the root access, which means if we have full control over the system. Now I'm going to try something. Use name -a. With this, we can also view the system level details. And also, I'm gonna just run the simple ls command, and I can interact with the system just like a normal user. So what happened here is that the version of the vftpd contains a hidden backdoor when we trigger it using the Metasploit. It allowed us to execute commands remotely and gain access to the system. Metasploit simply simplifies this entire process by automating the exploit. In the real world scenarios, attackers often look for these outdated services like this to gain access. From a defensive standpoint, keeping system updated and removing vulnerable software is critical.